I
You
know.
start on time.
Well, same. Okay, I
This is
think
Robin Lemon, our team leader.
So I didn't get the memo this morning. I almost did wear a pink one, not even thinking it was Valentine's Day, but we could have been matchy-matchy. I know everybody's getting their food. Good morning, Roswell. I like it. I like it. Okay, so we're waiting for others to come in. So while we're waiting for others to come in, I need something. I've got to have some reason because these are dangerous. I cannot have these around here. I just can't. Chocolate and me, this is, do you, I mean, Miss Glasses, do you understand? As we start out with gratitude, right? Because gratitude is everything. Am I right? Alexa? Gratitude is everything. So I'm, and who is grateful for?
I'm grateful for that, for you. But it had to be gone, well, inspection was one of my fires, so.
Excellent, excellent. Well done. And I don't know where Kim. Look, she's like, I don't need this chocolate. I don't need this chocolate. Twee, what you got, babe?
Neighborhood. She's buying some houses for me and she's just my go-to gal for everything. She's such a great teammate and I really appreciate her.
Awesome, awesome. Coming at you, coming in hot. How about that? Ooh. Okay, the toss was good. I think the toss was good. I think it was. All right, what about anybody else? What you grateful for today? Let me see a hand. Hands up, hands up. What you grateful for today?
Sunny day.
Sunny day. See what a man will do for chocolate. I love it. All right, I've got one more because we got a whole thing of them. One more. All right, what are you grateful for? What are you grateful for? If you don't raise your hand, I'm calling on you. Kimberly Maitland, what are you grateful for?
Everybody here, so happy to be here.
Awesome, awesome. We are happy you're here too. Coming in hot. Ready? Up, over, and over. Totally thought I was. You totally thought I was. All right. I know that we've got people coming in and so we're going to we'll get filled up here in just a minute. So we've got a packed agenda today. It will be a packed house here shortly. So we've got a packed agenda. I am grateful for every one of you. I did not remember that it was Valentine's Day today. I know it's sweet, but I mean,
Where are the flowers this morning?
I know, it's all about, it was created by, who's that to make the gift cards?
that's man.
You guys should hear the way Scott talks about his wife.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you guys want your husband to talk about you. Oh, man.
Thank you. Nicely done, Brian. Nicely done.
Man ever.
Love it. All right. Thank you for that. Brian, I owe you big time for that one. Nice job.
I'm not even making it up.
All right. Well, we are really glad you guys are here. All right. I'm going to skip this one for just a minute. So I want to wait till others are in because I know that we've got people that will want to win this. So okay, I'm going to go really fast. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, here. Woo, I couldn't give it away. Could not give it away. Amanda, where is Amanda? There she. Come on up here, Amanda. Everybody give Amanda some love. She's with McMichael and Gray. And her office is right there. So anytime that you need something, Amanda is, she answer all kinds of questions.
Yes.
Yeah, Amanda.
So for those of you that don't know me, like she said, I'm Amanda with Michael and Gray. This is my lovely friend and coworker, Erica, with our marketing team. We're so excited to be alliance partners with you all. We actually had an amazing turnout. Yesterday, we put on a CE class for the 2023 GAR contract changes. And so just heads up, next month, we're gonna be doing the first series, I believe, of another free CE class for new construction. So you'll see that on the March calendar once we get it finalized. So yeah, I'm here if you have questions, issues. I don't like my picture, but there's my information on there for our team for you guys. We have a specific email address for you all, so feel free to email or call. My cell phone's on there. And I know Erica's gonna have a drawing, but also just like to leave a little tidbit or nugget for you guys of something that I saw recently in a closing. Amendments. If you all have amendments, please make sure to do the amendments that you discussed with the other agent and send them to the closing attorney and the lender. I did a closing, fully finished, cut checks, and both agents came up to me after going through the numbers and said, we're missing a $2,000 credit. I said, well, was there an amendment for that? Well, no. So at that point, I couldn't do anything about it. So, you know, it was a big deal, and unfortunately, they just forgot to prepare an amendment to have the parties sign and submit it to us. So even if you have amendment 1, 2, and 3 sent to us, and there's a 4, 5, 6, please also send those. Sometimes we're missing amendments, and it's a big change, like a sales price change. So just an FYI, something to think about in the future. But I know we have a lot on schedule, so we'll make it quick.
Yeah. I'll just do 3 quick giveaways. I'll keep it simple. First question. What is my name? Raise your hand. Oh, I am wearing a name tag. Yes, my name is Erica and I'm the marketing manager for McMichael and Gray. I'll be here as much as you all need me and I'm happy to help however you need.
Boy, was that a commentary on our listening?
All right, second question. This one's a little bit harder. Raise your hand. What year was McMichael and Gray founded? It's on the website, just gonna throw that out there.
But no Googling right now.
2006.
Yep, there it is.
Wow.
Okay, and then the last one, the contact sheet's up there, so I can't do that. How many offices do we have in Georgia? This is right money. Not quite. Not almost. I need a specific number. There it is.
Nice.
One of the things that's really beneficial about us having so many offices in Metro Atlanta is if for whatever reason you have to start a transaction at one office and finish it at another, that's completely an option for you all. So we're here to help however we can. Please make sure you grab your Valentine's and happy Valentine's Day.
For a fantastic meal. You guys thank them for the meal. That was fantastic. We love our Mediterranean. We really do. Okay, do we have Kathy? Is Kathy in the house? Oh, Kathy Vitale. Okay. Oh, good. She's coming. She's coming. I know.
Yeah, I started with black as I normally always wear. So I'm like, oh no, it's Valentine's Day. Go find a red dress. So that's the red dress. So Kathy Vitale, Shelter Mortgage. This is a lot. You guys can read it later. Basically, it's telling you why the rates went up last week. We're still in an inflationary position. Employment is good. Unemployment is down. So they're just trying to recheck. So the Fed's going to keep raising. The rates are going to be volatile. Tell your clients as soon as they know they are bonding to get with their loan officer and do the lock-in. They have the right to lock in. They need to get with their loan officer and say, I have the right to lock in. I want to lock in now. I'm under contract. I'll have the full contract within 24 hours. I have the address. I have the sales price. I want to lock in. That's the message, okay? They can still buy the rate down. Yeah, you can still get under 6. You're going to pay points. And the conversation with the loan officer is, okay, what will it cost to get the rate that I'd really like to have now? For some reason, that right under 6 is kind of the key that most people want to see. When you look at the cost, then you have the discussion of, okay, but if what happens on the rates take place in the next 2 years and we get down in the high fours and low fives, you might want to refinance. Can we recoup that cost, those points, origination fee in that 2-year window? That's the key, because you don't want to throw away equity. You want to be smart. There's a lot of loan officers out there that will talk clients into point, not have that discussion, and then take advantage of that refinance, throwing all that equity away. Be very, very careful, that you're taking the position with your client to be the expert and say, let's talk about, if you want to, some clients may not, let's talk about what they're offering and why, and do a compare. Did they do a comparison? I mean, did they go from 5.99 with that 1% origination fee to 6 and 8, show you the difference in payment, show you the costs associated, and let you make that decision financially? Rate sounds higher, but it might be very, very little in payment difference. Had a client last night said, I want to put 20% down. I said, great, let's do that scenario. We're doing pre-approval. Gave him a worksheet. And I said, now let's talk about 10% down. I'm going to tell you why. 20% down in closing costs, they were wiping out all their savings. 10% down with PMI, they were putting 60,000 in savings.
Nice.
We looked at the payment and it's $500,000 house. It was only $80 a month difference. In 2 years, with the growth of equity, if they keep this mortgage and grow, they can put more principal down. They're going to get rid of PMI. They're going to be able to have it removed. So again, not trying to tell them what to do, but make sure they know that there are options. I'd rather see someone with 50,000 in the bank versus no savings. Any questions?
I just want to make sure I understand. So with the temporary buy down, if they refinance, they can use like whatever's left.
Exactly.
Right? But with a permanent, they can't.
That's right.
Okay.
The temporary buy down, all you're doing is having the seller pay the difference in interest. And let's say if it's, 6.99 in the first year's for it's the difference in interest. So what they're doing is paying in money to the mortgage company to hold that money to offset that payment. What I tell them, if you're not going to get closing costs by the seller also, get them to pay your closing costs prepaids and escrows. You take that money that you would have paid toward that, put it in your own savings account, offset your own payment as you need it, and then control your own money. Because it's not that they're paying money to do anything with the rate except for just paying the difference in interest. And it's a formula, it's a safe formula with every lender. And we have that discussion too. So let's put, 13,000 from the seller, towards your closing costs, prepaids and escrows. You take the 13 you're going to pay, put it in your savings, offset that payment as you'd like to offset it during the next year. And let's get ready for the refinance. And on the refinance, whoever the servicer is, which Shelter Mortgage is our local JV, but New Res Financial, one of the top 5 servicers in the nation, is our parent company. So we keep servicing. So what we tell clients now is, look, in the next 2-year window, if you refinance with us, you're not going to have any lender fees. You're not going to have any intangible tax. We're going to try to do more on lowering the closing costs, to get you ready for that. We start talking about what those numbers look like.
Kathy, I've talked to 2 groups this week where they said, we're gonna keep our money in savings, put it in a money market, because we're actually getting some decent interest.
Yeah.
Like for a little over 4% on their savings, where it used to be double or nothing.
Exactly.
So to your point, that it would be a trend to like
Yeah.
a little less capital, keep a reserve. Because it actually makes.
Exactly. And that's the give and take with these mortgage rates and with the Fed rate and prime rate. We're paying a little bit more on mortgages, but people are getting a little bit more on their savings, their CDs, at the bank. So,
People are actually buying CDs.
yeah, they're buying CDs now. You've got, again, the Fed rate, that's the money that the banks are going to lend to on commercial loans and on credit cards. And, they're going to go off that with car loans. Well, except for all the car loan specials that they're trying to do. Any other questions?
One more thing. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
So if they want to use, like, say, we're putting together for just a sale, if we're getting closing costs from the seller and they want to use that for a buy down, does that need to be disclosed?
No, actually, when you put the money in the blank, it can go toward any of that. So it's, buy down is for closing costs. Now, if you want to, and Melba, you can correct me if you're wrong, if you want to say in a special step that it's a 2-1 buy down and this is the cost, whatever you can be, it's really not necessary. And I've seen it both ways. Yeah, closing cost, prepaid escrows, buy down, HOA fees, reimbursement inspection, appraisals. When you put it in that number as a lender, anything in that window. All right, y'all have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, Kathy. Right, we got Mr. Felix in the house from 210 Home Warranty. You are not Kelly.
No, I'm not.
You are Felix.
I
You
am.
guys- Felix Farm.
No, I'm not Kelly. Does Kelly bring a bottle of wine every now and then? Well, I had a little, I'm gonna be very honest. I live in Midtown. I have to take my anxiety pill this morning. And I was in a rush because you know, traffic, so I'm driving here and there's a pill and I don't have any water. So Kelly have given me a bottle of wine, red wine, actually really good. But I had that emergency. I have to take my anxiety pill before 11. So I did, and I think I did a little bit more than I should have. So I gotta be very quick because I'm getting drunk. So, no, happy Valentine's Day. And one of the things that I wish, or we all wish, is that our clients are grateful for us. After all, your clients are, you are your client's trusted advisor when it comes to a real estate transaction. So, the point is that we, as real estate agents, should never take for granted information. Do not assume that your clients know everything about lending, about closing, about home warranties, home inspections, because chances are that they do not. That's why they hire us as agents. And again, our responsibility is to at least provide the information or give them the access to the people, the different people that have that information for them. Whether you're a believer or not in home warranties, that's okay. I respect your opinion. But I don't think it's fair or that you will not at least introduce the concept to your clients. I don't think it's our responsibility to make decisions for our clients on who to use for different services or what to do, but it is our responsibility to make sure that they are informed. You want those referrals for life. Here's an example. Well, first of all, this is a horrendous statistic, but it is what it is. Over 70% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. 70%, that's not my number. You can Google it. And as a matter of fact, it's more like 76. What that means is that people, 76 out of 100, do not have money to spend, let alone after a closing of real estate transaction. There's a lot of expenses related to that. Imagine if, and by the way, in the home warranty world, most of the claims happen within 30 days of closing, right? So imagine if you did not have a conversation about a home warranty with your clients, they move in 2 weeks later, they have to change an air conditioning, brand new air conditioning, $7,000, give or take. That client may call you and say, oh my God, what do I do? Is that the seller's responsibility? They say, oh, no. If you hadn't had the conversation about a home warranty, you could just ask them, did you buy the home warranty, a home warranty? And if they say no, well, at least they can't blame it on you. But imagine if you didn't have that conversation with them or at least mention that to them, I would feel terrible. Because now they don't have a $7,000. Does that mean that the home warranties are always gonna cover? No. You'd like to hear that. Yeah, people that don't like home warranties. But let me tell you something, in our case, 97.5, and again, that's a statistic, 97.5 of our claims are fulfilled. Okay, so it's extremely important that you share information for you guys. We are here as affiliates, just to make you better. And for you to have that conversation. If you look at the back of our brochure, the last page is just basically let's say a disclaimer. At the very bottom, you can the client can just sign, and they should check whether they want a home warranty or not and sign. You keep that in your records. That's going to help your E&O. That's going to help your liability. Most important, that is a confirmation that you had that conversation with the clients. So please keep that in mind. It's 5 cents, give or take an average of $650. And I'm not really good in numbers, so this might be wrong, but you might want to check that. But no, seriously, about 5 cents a day on a 30-year mortgage for a home warranty. Not your 5 cents, by the way. Those are either the sellers or the buyers. But do not make that decision for your buyers or for your sellers for that matter. Just make sure that you introduce them to the concept. That's all. The wine is kicking in. So if you're gonna have any questions, be quick, because I'm really, I'm gonna have to get going. No, just kidding. Any questions? And Kelly, on behalf of Kelly, I want to thank you. She's actually on a very well-deserved vacation. It's our castle, which is the top of the company, the top people in the company, on the top account executives. So she's an account executive. The company gets, to go once a year to a nice destination. Now they're near Puerto Vallarta. And so thank you on her behalf for those of you that allow her to be at the top. And have a great day. Enjoy your Valentine's Day. And we'll see you in family reunion next
Sounds
week.
great.
Awesome.
Well,
Great.
thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
So those of you that are newer in the industry, it is a very common practice that when you represent the buyer, that you say, would you like for me to request a listing, a 210 home warranty for you during that, during your first year, so that you don't, if something does happen, at least you've got some sort of coverage. That's so common, right? Those of you listing specialists that, how many of you put listing warranties on? Yes, raise your hand. 3, 4 of you put listing, guys, put the listing warranty on the listing, because when you know it, right after you get it listed, Rhonda, then 2 weeks later, the microwave breaks, and 210 home warranty will more than likely take care of that. So they've already gotten out their house ready to sell, and now 210 home warranty comes in and fixes a dishwasher or a microwave or something like that. And then guess what? That 210 home warranty then transfers to the buyer at no cost to the buyer. Right? So again, Susan.
Can I share? I had some less than lovely clients a few years ago. The wife was
Less than lovely.
That's super sweet. I bought them as a thank you, a home warranty. And within 4 months, they had $3,500 worth of pool repairs on the pump, the heater and everything covered by 210 home warranty for a mere $400. So totally worth doing. It's a great gift to your clients, your special ones. Because it is, a couple $100. But, think about that. That has come back in spades from referrals, so it's always worth it.
That's right. Referrals for life on that when you do that. So, so it's good to ask for that. Okay, we're gonna cruise on, and tools to help you do more business. Key Please. Remember, all of these, Key Please is an app where that connects busy agents with not so busy agents. So for if you want to pick up some extra cash as a new agent, it is an app that goes on your phone, and you can actually go out. That when you have somebody like Rhonda, who is super, super busy, or Diana, or somebody like that, and they cannot go show that property, guess what? If you have that app on your phone, you can now go and show that property for them and make a little extra cash, right? And does that client belong to the person showing the house, Rhonda? No, but it does give you experience, right? Gives you great experience. All of these are links so that when you get things back, Scott Leroy Marketing, on-demand classes. If you want to know more on how to use Command, how to use DocuSign, how to use the Kelly app, how to use your tools that you pay for every month in your office bill, boom, it's on demand right here. Okay, so all of these are linked. So when Raven sends these out later on this afternoon, you can go to those links. It's all there for you. Questions? Good. Happy Valentine's Day today. We got contract closed this afternoon with Lena May. Okay, let me go into a little bit of detail here. How many of you have often wondered, oh my gosh, could I just get a contract to close list so that I can check everything off, right? How many have said, oh my gosh, why am I missing things? Wouldn't it be nice to have somebody that does contract to close go, here, by the way, this is my contract close list, and this is how I do that. Because when you have contract close and a list and a system, guess what doesn't happen very often? You don't miss stuff and you don't get pinged by compliance that you forgot stuff. Nobody wants to get pinged by compliance, but compliance is there to protect our behinds and so that we stay out of real estate jail. Is that right, Melba?
Yes.
All right, we got tips for a smooth transaction with Kern tomorrow. On Thursday, negotiate like a pro with Fiona Wheeler. And then we've got Friday, the 17th through the 21st. We will be out of the office and we will be at family reunion. So y'all can do whatever you want here. No kidding. Don't. Okay, now also let me give you an update on the renovations. I mean, can I just, I need a lazy boy chair out here. I really do. So the renovations are almost done. At least that's what we keep being told. So, new floors in the kitchen. We've got appliances in. We've got the dishwasher being installed. So look, everything looks like, please, Melba, tell me that they're going to finish it. She doesn't know. So anyway, it looks like it's all going to be done by the end of this week. We do have a temporary countertop in the kitchen that's going to be replaced, but thank goodness, finally, we've got refrigerators back in the house. We have microwaves, and so it's all good. So thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience. Did somebody say something?
I said, and coffee makers.
Cheers. Cheers. And coffee makers, yes. Okay, our award ceremony. How many of you got the invitation in the email? Good. All of you should be raising your hand because you all got an e-bite in your email. I can talk. Okay, so QR code. Get your phones out. Register for the award ceremony. If you guys are coming the 24th of February, we always have so much fun at the award ceremony, right? I mean, it is fun. When you have somebody get on the floor and do 80s breakdancing. Where is Chris? Where is Chris? Oh my gosh, you guys, I had not seen breakdancing since the 80s and I could not believe it. Nick gets out there on the floor. He starts it. Twee's brother starts it off with it. I'm serious, like breakdancing, like real breakdancing. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. So I do have it on camera, so I will use it if necessary. I will use it as blackmail if necessary. So we do have a lot of fun at the award ceremony. So we're really glad that you're going to be there. Again, Scott Leroy Marketing, those live webinars, please go to that. Okay, why is this important and why do I have it up on the screen again? Which means
if you have 201 people in your database, you make $119,000.
when you see, I know I won't be saying this in my sleep because you guys will be saying it in your sleep for you. So for me. So yes, this shows you right here. If there's one thing that KW does really, really well, we do a lot of things really, really well. But one thing we do very well is we understand data and we collect it. You know, we can actually connect how many classes, how many training events you go to. And we can connect that to the amount of commissions that you make. And you know, it's a very interesting correlation with how many classes you attend, Adam, to how much money you make. Why should that be a surprise to any of us? Because it's skills based, right? The more you increase your skills, the better you get at what you do. Am I right? Right? And so we know that when we have at least 201 people in our database that we systematically communicate with, we make on average of 119,000. That's what KW's been tracking. And then what happens when we have more than 5,000? Well, we make more than that, right? And this is average. Dude, if that's average over 180,000 agents, what do you think that we're agents that make over $1 million, $2 million a year? Got it? Okay, here we go. Hang on, I gotta give something away. I gotta give something away. Okay, can't look. I'm getting dizzy. Okay, ready? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win?
Me.
Okay, here is your prize. Here is your prize. I've not read this one. Has anybody read this? Okay, good, good. All right, so.
What's the title?
Oh, there's the title, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, Mastering the Inner Game of Wealth.
Okay, I haven't read that one.
So good. All right, I assume it's good. It looks like it's good. The guy in the suit says it's good, so I suppose we'll look at the guy in the suit. Okay, here's the question. Are you ready? First hand up, and if you're on Zoom, you better speak fast. First hand up. What do diamonds, deliveries, divorces, and deaths have in common? Susan said it.
Opportunity for moving, either upgrading, selling, relocating. And really deployment should be in there now too.
Deployment should be in there. I'm gonna add it. So diamonds mean deliveries, divorces, law, deaths, not that we want to exploit these things, but are they realities? This is called event-based selling. Why do they sell? Because most people sell, not because they really feel like moving a gazillion times, it's because they have to. Or because they want to as part of their financial plan, and so it better be something good. Did you want to say
And
something?
add one more too, dollars. If we get promotions.
Okay.
It's actually the 60.
Okay, all right, dollars and, did you make dollars and deployments?
Yep.
Dollars and deployments, we like that, we can make a whole big list here, so congratulations, Susan. All right, because we can't control these, but do we want to be able to influence that? Yes. So let's go right here. What's up with this new affiliated business disclosure and RESPA compliance? Melba is in the house. She's gonna talk.
That's too easy, so I'm not gonna cover that right off the bat. First of all, I want to introduce myself. My name is Melba Franco, but more than that, I want to introduce what I do in my job. Many of you get confused. We do have a qualified broker, and there's only one qualified broker. His name is Andy Peters, and he is the qualifying broker for Georgia Legacy Group, but also he's the qualifying broker for this market center. He's the qualifying broker for the other two market centers, the one at Chat North and North Atlanta. But he doesn't like to handle issues. He doesn't like to go to court. Not that I do, but I've been doing it for a long time. So he hires me as an employee and I get a salary and my title is Director of Broker Services. So even though Andy is the qualifying broker, I'm the one that he's going to refer all the problems to relative to brokerage, contracts, complaints, real estate commission, ethics, arbitration. I get it. So that's sort of to help you clarify what's going on. Even though Andy is on the book of records as a qualified broker, he doesn't handle any of those things. So I wanted to identify myself as who I am. So I am your Director of Broker Services, take care of a lot of things. Number two, I want to do a commercial before I do anything else. One is I am teaching a class on licensed law, March the 1st from 12 to 3 at Windward. As you know, you have to have 36 hours of CE credit every 4 years to renew your license. And out of all of those 36 hours, 3 of them have to be the licensed law. So everybody calls me, what are you teaching? What are you teaching? What are you teaching? And I, excuse me, do have that date down for March the 1st from 12 to 3 at our Windward Market Center. If you would like to take it, it's free and you do get 3 hours of CE and you don't need to register, just show up. The second thing is I do a lot. I will continue always. Well, let's stop that. I love what I do as being your broker. And I like to teach 3 hour CE classes here and there. But one of the jobs I've had for the last 10 years is teaching post-license course called Ignite. I am getting out of that job and not going to be doing it on a regular basis. I'll teach 3-hour CE classes. I'll continue to be your broker as long as I am able. But that Ignite class or the post-license course, I am not going to be teaching that. My last class, I did it here. I make a big deal about Chat North. That was my last class there. I came here. That was my last class here. And now I'm moving to Windward and I will teach my last class. Yes! Without even studying, but it's a commitment. And as the Georgia Legacy Group is growing, I don't know if Rob is going to announce it today, but we're adding another office to our to Georgia Legacy Group this morning. It was announced, and it's going to be Savannah. So Savannah is opening up, and so I'll be traveling to Savannah, and I'll be the broker there as well. So I am getting out of the commitment of Ignite. But I tell you that if you're a new agent or been in the agent business for a long time, I had an agent about 8 months ago, decided that her business had sort of gone down a little bit, even though she's a top agent, and she decided to come to Ignite. Besides getting it approved for post license, which is required your first year, I also took the class and had it submitted for 24 hours of post license. So, 24 hours of CE. You can't get both, but you can get one of the other. We have a lot of market centers that send agents that are transferring here from another company just to get reignited into the business. Also, the agent that I tell you about that came back, she'd been in the business many years. Business has slowed down. She decided, you heard these words, go back to basics. She came back to Ignite. Her business is soaring. So if you want to come, the calendar here starts on at Windward. My last time to do it is on the 8th. Post-license and CE credits will continue with just a different instructor. So today I have 3 quick things as a broker to tell you. Many of you are too young to remember file cabinets. But years ago, you can laugh, years ago, we had metal file cabinets. And in the market centers, there was just rows of file cabinets. The Georgia real estate license law says every time you put your name on a contract or an amendment or anything, your brokerage company has to have a copy. Well, we don't have file cabinets anymore. Today, we have a thing called Command. You're not required to do everything in DocuSign. I got it. If you want to do a handwritten contract, you can do so. But what I want to tell you in the broker tip today is it has to go into Command. Everybody understand? Because that is our file cabinet today. So let's do this. You write an offer on a piece of property on a listing, and you are the listing agent, or you're the buyer's agent, and your name is on the contract with Keller Williams Realty Consultants, right? But it doesn't go through. Still needs to be uploaded. Still needs to be uploaded because you submitted an offer with your name on it and the company needs to have a copy of it in their file. Now, do we look at it? No, because you didn't hit submit. But if somebody had a problem later down the road with the other agent and we need to provide our document, we got to have it in our file. I tell you that to tell you this. If that be the case, why don't all of you use DocuSign and Command? I don't know, but you don't have to, but I'm giving you a heads up. You need to upload it. Everybody got it? Real Estate Commission, I handle those issues for Andy. We just had a complaint, and the complaint came, of course, Vivian and I become very good friends, the investigator with the Real Estate Commission, unfortunately, and she asked for our document. I went to Command, I pulled up all the documents, and I sent them to her. About 3 weeks later, she called me back up and said, Melba, are you sure you sent me all of the documents? I said, yes, I am. She said she got the other documents from the other agent, and there was an amendment in those documents she got from the other agent that I didn't send her. She asked me if I'd relook. Yes, I did. I went back and looked. It wasn't there. I called the agent. The amendment was quite some, actually it happened at the closing table. They did an amendment and she just forgot to upload it. Everybody understand what I'm saying? We're going to the next one. Any questions about that? When you write you cannot give it to her for sale by owner. You cannot give it to your best friend. There's a copyright at the bottom. Every time, you can't give that contract to anybody. Anytime you use it, it's going to have Keller Williams Realty Consultants, needs to be in our file cabinet. Number two, when you do a contract and it's binding, Everybody got that part? That means it's in concrete. If you get a notice from compliant that something needs to be changed, you cannot go back and change the contract under any circumstances. It's bound between the buyer and the seller. We good? So if there is an issue, you must do an amendment to correct it. Melba has said this so much. Exhibits are not, I'm sorry.
That she can say her.
That exhibits are not standalone documents. So even when you change an amendment or, an exhibit or have to add one, you must do it with an amendment. Because amendments, you can't just send an exhibit over. It's not a standalone document. It has to be a part of the purchase and sale agreement, and thus you would have to do an amendment. So we had an agent recently that had to make a correction on an amendment. Actually, it was a stupid signature. She wanted to just go back and add it. I went, you can't do it. Literally, you're going to make it right. You're going to have to do an amendment. You can attach that exhibit with a signature on it. Everybody good? And then number three, to me, is the easiest one, is ABAD, but everybody's making it hard. You don't really need a copy of it because it's been uploaded into the office documents, and it is should be in every contract. I know there was some confusion at the get-go, but forget all the confusion. Okay, forget all that. Forget it. Now it's a part of every single time you write an offer as a buyer's agent. You need to include the ABAD as an exhibit. Everybody good? So everybody listen. When you sign a contract, who signs it? The buyer? Say yes.
Yes.
The buyer might initial all the exhibits, right? But if the seller signs it and they're checked, now they're real big on, they got to be checked because they're not standalone. They've got to be a part of the contract. They're not checked. They're not a part. The seller really doesn't to assign because it's a part of the contract, right? Remember, if you counter and use a counter form, the seller might not ever initial the exhibits. Lender might want it or somebody else, but it has nothing to do with binding. So the ABAD is just the same. Now, folks, we all know, and I'm going to say it out loud. We all know that there are some companies, there are some companies that tell you that you've got to have a lead-based paint if the house was built this morning. Am I right?
Yes.
So, and they get by with it, don't they? And what do, I mean, I cannot sing, but if you come to my classes and you get something from Cola Banker, and I'll just say it, and the house was built this morning, and they want to do a lead-based paint, I can't sing, but I say, let it go, right? So now you, as an office, our requirement is on every contract you write, you must have the exhibit, the ABAD. You're just going to have to tell the other agent, it's a part of my company's policy. It is to follow RESPA and Georgia Legacy Group's requirements, and we just need to get it signed. It just needs to be signed by your buyer. Everybody got it? You attach it to a contract and the seller doesn't have to sign it. But you can just be strong. Don't be wishy-washy. It's a part of my company's. You know, it's like Coldwell Banker and their lead-based paint. Am I right? I want to finish just, and then I'll give questions. Everybody good with that one? All right, now you're a listing agent. Everybody got it? When you're a listing agent, do you upload the community association agreement?
Yes.
You do it, that's smart. Do you upload the seller's property closing statement?
Yes.
Well, guess what? Why don't you go ahead and upload the ABAD? Everybody good? And you can put it on marks. This needs to be attached. Is this okay? Got it. Some people don't do it. But what we're saying is this is consistent across the board. It doesn't matter who you represent. It doesn't have anything to do with anything. If you have an offer, every offer, whether you write it as for the buyer or you're the listing agent, you must have this exhibit attached. We good? Now, as a listing agent, you're gonna need the buyer to sign it. Everybody good? I want you to be strong. Everybody good? If you don't do it, you're gonna get it from compliance. And you will not get your check until you provide it. We've got to be RESPA compliant, we got to be Georgia Legacy Group compliant, and we just made it across the board. Forget sellers, it just needs to be attached to every purchase and sell agreement, regardless if you're the listing agent or the buyer's agent. That's my thing for today, but I'm welcome to answer questions. Cece, did you have one? I had a feeling I would, that's why I wanted to finish it, because I wanted to finish the whole story, and I agree. Sissy was very kind because another company out there does require their version of an ABAD. And Sissy said that she was co-opting with another agent with Century 21, I think it was. And they had a YouTube explaining why they had to have it. We're working on that. You have to use it every time? No. But can it be in your pocket? Yes. But we just got to be strong. Any other questions about the ABAD? I think we made it very simple with every purchase and sell agreement. We good? Thank you for allowing me to be here.
Melba, it's just like, you know, whenever you have an FHA exhibit and you know that the amendatory clause is part of the FHA exhibit. It is. The language is in there, but doesn't the lender send it back as a separate thing and say, you need to sign this? Wait a minute, it's already in the FHA, in the Georgia FHA exhibit, but every lender will say, no.
Not every
I
lender,
need it,
but
but a
number
lot of
one,
them will.
it has nothing to do.
Doesn't.
But if the lender wants something.
Then you do it.
But
You do it.
The other office does. I don't care what the exhibit is. We don't care, but it has nothing to do with buying.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. So you do what you have to do. So you sign the amendatory clause. You do what you have to do. Who cares? So what? They signed it twice. Big deal, right? ABAD, get it signed with every contract. Got it? Good. Okay. Market update. What are you guys seeing? Are we up? Are we down? What are you seeing?
Seeing activity. I mean, there's a lot of activity. Obviously, buyers are able to negotiate more than they have been in the past, but it's more of a balance thing and not a slowdown in my, that's from what I'm saying.
I agree. What else? Who else is seeing it? Susan?
Still multiple offers for price points.
Yeah.
Yeah, location.
What are you seeing, Deborah?
Seeing multiple offers, and I'm seeing some buyers ask you the first weekend, something goes, what do you think they'll take for it? And I said, asking price or higher. They're like, what? It's the first weekend. Yeah, in 21 days, we'll talk about it.
Because we actually learn how to price our houses right. Right. Yeah. Cynthia, what do you see?
It's the same thing, like I've had to educate my cousin, but like I've heard that they're staying in the market. It's like, yeah, but you're going towards one that just got listed. And I can see that the price is right, it's like, but somebody told me it's dropping, it's like, it's not, and I show them what the trends are, so it's been a little more like back and forth, but it's just a little more educated.
A little more educating. Love that. Carrie?
I would say probably too, one of the trickier things is trying to get the sellers right now. Because to get out there, because they're like, because they're thinking like last year.
Yeah.
Well, the prices might go up the same way last year. I'm like, yes, but if they change the rates, then we might pause or we might have more people and do it like right now, not waiting. Right?
That's right. Seasonality really does exist, right? It does exist. So anything else, Deborah?
Okay, also the pushback on condition. The now buyers are pushing back on condition.
Yeah, they are. They are. Yeah, the time to sell ugly houses was in 2021 and 2022, right? If you had one on the side of a mountain, it was time to sell, right? So let's take a look. I was pretty excited about this. How many of you were excited last week? All right, now I need to bring some clarity around this because you've got two different numbers. All right, so What we're doing is we're tracking a rolling 3 weeks of activities. So when we take a snapshot from last Wednesday to this morning, how many listings were active during that week? That's not the total number of active listings. It's the active listings that were showing active just within those 7 days. Got it? Because what happens is when you go here and you see that I have 8,741 units on here, but then you go here and you go, well, wait, that doesn't make sense. This is a snapshot in time. This is where we're at in total active listings for residential detached and attached. Got it? Okay, so let's take a look at this. So this is weeks, these are weeks, this is last week and last week, but closings the first week in February. Why is this so low, experienced agents? First week of the month, right? Closings are always down the first week of the month, right? So I'm pretty happy with this. Also, we had 957 pending listings. We're going up. I like it. Do you like it? I like it. Okay, so let me just give you a snapshot. How many of you are familiar with InfoSparks and FMLS? Raise your hands tall. For those of you who are not familiar with InfoSparks, when you go to FMLS and on your home page, there's a market watch, but all the way at the bottom is a chart. It's called InfoSparks. Oh my goodness, the amount of information that you can get here is simply amazing. Now, yes, we have chart masters. It's a little different, but here's what I want you to see. We're looking at 3 years. We're looking at the number of active listings. That's the only snapshot I have here. We could have looked up days on market. We could look up all kinds of stuff. But when I go here to February 2020 for the greater Atlanta area, which are the same counties I pull for you daily, there were 7,719 listings in February 2019. 7719. When I did a search of all of the active listings, stand up if you need to. When I did a search of all of the active listings in those counties, it's 8,710 today. Are we doing better than 2019? Is the inventory there? Is that a lead or lag measure? Lead measure. So we'll talk about that because what is the lead measure? What can we actually control? Can we control when a seller's going to put their house on the market? No. Can we control what the property is going to go under contract for? No, right? We cannot. What we can do is we can decide what we're going to do to generate activity for our own business. We can't control the lag measures. We can only control the lead measures, which is what we do to get business. Everybody agree? Right? So if we are, you guys, right now, if we're at 8710 for active listings, we're 1,000 more over 2019, which everybody says was more of a balanced market. We're going toward a balanced market. Will you get your share of that market? Because are there more houses listed right now than there were 3 years ago? 4 years ago, right? I can count you. I'll just keep on going until I get it right. Yeah. So what is our main job as a real estate agent? Is it to negotiate?
I don't know.
It's one out, but if you don't have listings, can you negotiate? What are you going to negotiate about? If you don't have buyers and you're presenting offers, can you negotiate? Why not? We don't have a buyer to negotiate an offer with. So what can we control? We can control our lead generation. What is our main job as a real estate agent? Get buyers, get sellers. Lead gen. Lead gen. That's it. What does a coffee shop, what's the main job of a coffee shop? To sell coffee, right? To who? Where do they get them? Right? They advertise. They do these little giveaways, right? They stand outside with their little, placards and stuff like that, right? Not that Starbucks needs to do that. But you know what? They are constantly lead generating. Why do we think that we don't have to do that? So what is one of the most effective ways to lead generate? How many of you have posted open houses for other agents? Somebody, right? I saw you and Drew Patrick at an open house. Wasn't that you? Was that your listing? No. New agent posted an open house for another agent. Did you get any buyers or sellers off of that?
I was also, well, Donna was there too, so I was helping like kind of shadow and learn.
Good.
So hopefully I'll do that again.
Yeah. How many buyers or sellers did we capture information on from that open house?
There were 25 parties that came through, 9 of them unrepresented.
Right, and were we able to get any information and contact information? See,
All of them.
9. Was it Sunday afternoon, Saturday afternoon? Was that hard to generate? No, it wasn't, right?
Some of them were neighbors,
Potential sellers listings, right? So open houses, huge. Be the community expert, sponsor tennis matches, swim meets, and HOA events. I'm gonna have Jill Maxon come back and talk about how, for those of you who know, and you were there, Jill Maxon came into my office several years ago. She's a very successful agent in our office, in the top, 6, 7 agents, right, of our office. So she comes in, has her folder, comes into my desk, my office, small office, your office now, slams her folder down on my desk. I'm like, whoa, what's up? And she said, I want to become the agent of my neighborhood. Well, okay. And she said, help me come up with a plan to do that. And we did, and she just blew it out of the water. And right now she's the #1 agent in the Falls of Audrey Mill. Right? And she did that in 4 to 5 years. Why? Because she became the community expert. She sponsored tennis matches, swim meets, and HOA events. And before she did this, because that took money, she led with revenue. She walked her dog every day and she met every single person in the neighborhood. And she said, oh, by the way, I just pulled the comps for our neighborhood and this is what's going on. And they all loved her. #1 agent in her neighborhood right now. Average price point, 900. $1 million. Not bad, right? Okay, think of your renter clients as future buyers and add them to a smart plan. A what? In command, right? That's there for you, that you hit the easy button and do your 36-step program. Get social with your sphere of influence. Who likes to throw parties? Okay, social committee, raise your hand. Wait. Okay, social committee. Okay, put your hands down. How many of you like to throw parties?
Saturday went down.
You were noticed. Vulnerable when you're at them off guard. Right. Get social with your sphere of influence and throw some parties, right? And if you need ideas, you can talk to the social committee about that. Focus on social media engagement. If you're gonna post this stuff up on Facebook or IG, what should you do? Tell a story, get engagement. Hey, what do you guys think of this? What do you guys think of the increase in inventory? Ask questions, get engagement. Cynthia.
So I used that at first, I would not post the story. I wasn't getting engagement, but it was there. And so eventually I was like looking myself the numbers, highlighting or circling, just very, very simple. It takes like 2 seconds to do it on your phone after you download the picture. And then I hadn't looked that day very closely at the numbers, but I had people asking me, I was like, oh crap, I gotta go back and look. I did get that engagement, but it does work. Like we just gotta put a little bit more effort and like just post it. Like they see you as the market expert, which you should be. Like this is the industry that like they trust us. We are the professionals. So,
That's right.
yeah.
Yes, it does. And when you have the tools like this that are given to you every week and every day, it makes it easy to be the market expert, right? It makes it easy. So, and so when you say, when's the last time you could, a great question, hey, when's the last time interest rates were at 6.5%? Anybody know? Right? And ask that question. Ask that question. Hey, does anybody know what 2.5 months of supply means? Right? Interesting answers that you'll get. Get engagement. That's why we post on Facebook and Instagram, right? Is to get engagement. Okay. Because if we don't give you ideas on how to get leads and how to build your business, what are you here for? If you don't have the tools and resources, then what are we here for, right? So we want to control what we can do, which is to lead generate always. Make a short video about the market and educate your audience. When you leave here, you can do a video very quickly. Hey guys, just want to let you know that we still have 2.5 months of inventory, interest rates around 6.5%. And interestingly, we've got about 8,700 homes on the market. Right? Simple, simple. Okay. Party chatter for house market, sellers are getting around 96.3%. Now the median days is different than the average days. Why is that? Where are my math geeks? Why is median different than average?
The medium is you take all the numbers and whatever's right in the middle. The average is you add all the numbers, how many, and divide it by that number.
That's right. And you get different numbers, right? So the average is a little more liberal, which is 52, but the median, here we go. The median is 35 days. You get to choose how you're going to tell that story. Got it? Okay, we're ready. We're going. All right, inspiration. No one has ever become poor by giving. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
All right, so the reason why this is up here is because the way that our market centers work is that we have an agent leadership council. They're an extension of the leadership office. They're an extension of my team, right? They're an extension of me and my team. And every market center has an agent leadership council. You can think of it as sort of like a board of directors. And those ALC members, we shorten it to ALC, those ALC members, they get to lead committees which help develop culture in our office. How many believe culture is important, right? Sarah's like, yes, yes, yes. Sarah, why is culture important, Sarah?
Well, people will come for, like if they'll come for the opportunity, but they're gonna stay for the culture because they may see like, oh, maybe I can make a little bit more here or there, but there's no way I can replicate what I have here. And this is what makes my business grow. So,
yeah. Being able to call up any one of your small group, any one of your buds, and be able to say, I got this weird offer. What do you think? That's so valuable, right? You don't even have to call a broker for that. Hey, what do you think about this? This is kind of weird, right? How do you think I should respond to that? Our WhatsApp groups, I mean, our top 20% blows my mind, right? So many, so the collaborative effort. So the Agent Leadership Council is really about leading the office, and they are awesome. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the Agent Leadership Council come up. Now, what we're going to do is this. We have some treats for you, do we not, Leah? Our leadership team. Our leadership team actually brought in some treats for you because they said we're a little sweet on you. And so we've got some amazing cookies and things like that. So Raven is getting all of that together. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to have the ALC. What we're going to do is I need all of you to go get your treats. We're going to transform this room in 2 minutes. I want all of you to come back in and meet your ALC members and why they, what committees they're doing. And why should you even care about what committee Ron is on? Why should you even care? You don't. Why should you join the social committee? How many of you like to throw parties? Nobody's ever. So what this is it's sort of a matchmaker, because we want you to get involved. We want you to be, to join these committees. You get to learn, you get your small groups, and it's pretty amazing. Are we cool?
Yes.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna let you get up. You may not leave the building. I will chase you down. Yeah, she's not really kidding. So are we ready, Raven? So what I would love for you to do is please get up and go get the little tree out here that you want. ALC, stay here for just a minute. We're gonna transform the room and then come back in. You can, so take your straight up with you.